A transgender sex offender's case exposed that the government is including transgender women's crimes in female crime statistics. Cedric Gregoire, now known as Emma Gregoire, started approaching mothers in St. Paul, Abbotsford, and offering them babysitting services. In 2022, Emma allegedly sexually assaulted a 4-year-old and in 2023 a 6-year-old while in their care, with police believing the abuse happened over several weeks. A journalist at the National Post discovered that Emma's crimes were reported in the female crime statistics instead of the male crime statistics and reached out to Stats Canada asking why. According to them, since 2018, police have recorded crimes based on gender identity instead of biological sex to align with Bill C-16 and provincial human rights codes. According to Stats Can, this approach allows police to better reflect the diversity of the Canadian population and avoids having to ask each person their sex assigned at birth. So apparently it would be too inconvenient to ask one additional question, and asking a criminal's gender identity is a lot more important than their biological sex. And according to them, not including more categories actually promotes more diversity. Fancy that. They also said Statistics Canada has assessed this change and determined that the impact on analysis should be minimal. So inaccuracy is acceptable as long as the distortion is small, especially if the alternative might be hurting a suspect's feelings. But wait, they still believe that it's valuable to collect this data because they also said for homicides, the homicide survey collects information on the sex at birth and gender identity of alleged perpetrators. So how long will transgenders be statistically insignificant? That's the question. After all, the amount of people who identify as transgenders is 3 to 7 times higher among Gen Z compared to other groups. For people born before 1946, it was 0.12% of the population, and for Gen Z, it's 0.79%. We're also seeing how rapidly the numbers are growing. In 2018, 1 in 400 Canadians aged 15 or older identified as transgender. In 2021, it was 1 in 300. That's a 33% increase in 3 years. But I think the number one issue is how much this will affect female crime statistics, even if it's a small number. Between 2005 and 2018, men accounted for 99% of people guilty of sexual assault, while women were only 1%. Clearly, men and women commit vastly different types of crimes. Even if a few percentage points were added to that, that's going to be a massive spike accounted for historical numbers. Women overall shouldn't be blamed for the crimes of biological men. We already see how crime statistics can be weaponized against certain groups in modern culture. In this case, the actual group would be taking responsibility for things that no one in the group even did. Postmodernism and its progression into the devaluing of words and objective truth is literally distorting reality. This is just one example. Where else could the government be fudging the numbers?